Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with SimplerOptions.com, and in tonight's free video I wanted to share a couple of ideas with you, the first of which in JP. So I've looked at this chart a couple of times, and last week it really started to come through, of course, as financials had been weak and sideways, and through the market turmoil obviously it did sell off. But when I look at this chart, I see a pretty nice relationship with the moving averages that I like to use to help me gauge this trend, and it really just strikes me as being another situation where you've pulled back down into that area, held the consolidation, and with the strength that we saw last week, this is something that has me thinking about buying this based off of the weekly squeeze. So, as JP Morgan has the move back up above this level last week, as we pull back down into about 111 here, this is where I'm going to be looking at getting long JP Morgan, either into their earnings series or for something like a 60-day swing trade. So that'll be a level to watch if we are fortunate enough to get a pullback. And then I was thinking last week JP Morgan had upgraded one of my favorite stocks with First Solar. So not that these are directly tied into each other, but I thought since we were looking at JP Morgan with a weekly squeeze, and then First Solar also has a weekly squeeze, it would be a chart worth discussing. Now, I use this smaller time frame workspace where I can also see things like that come across on any given morning. So when I saw that First Solar had a bit off of that, that was a nice way to start the day. And this is a name that I've been accumulating shares in for a while now, and admittedly it has been a little bit whippy. But if you can see this chart in the same way that I've discussed JP Morgan, you can see the same setup. So you pull back into an area where you think this is going to offer consolidation. I'm offering that same way of thinking right here. Then you have the weekly squeeze, which is our primary signal, and the close back up above here last week. So pullbacks down into that level would give you an opportunity to get long and look for a push up into something at least like 85, and then if any of those analyst upgrades can come through, we'll be looking at prices closer to 100 and then 110 as we get into next year. So I hope that's helpful, something you can use in your trading, and we'll update these ideas in the next free nightly video.